Praise the Lord. This is Pastor Brian, just doing my Friday afternoon weekly update. I hope you have been enjoying them and appreciate you joining in this afternoon. Can I say it? It has been almost a year, but it's football time in Tennessee. Tomorrow, football teams across the SEC will be kicking off, and I know that you're as excited as I am. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's also, I've been waiting almost a year to say this too, it's harvest time at Community Connection Church. Yes, October is right around the corner. We are a week away after this Sunday for our harvest month, and we've got so many awesome things lined up that you don't want to miss what is going on. Sunday, October the 4th, it'll be a week from this Sunday. Now, of course, I expect you to be at church this Sunday, but then a week out, October the 4th, is going to be our homecoming celebration. You don't want to miss that. I hope it's on your calendar right now. We are going to have a quartet. The appointed quartet is going to be ministering in song, and got some special activities planned for that day. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. I invite you to be a part of that service. And immediately following service, we're going to have a lunch provided by the church. We're going to have spaghetti and salad, and obviously there'll be bread. So I want you to join in and be a part of that day. And then coming up the following Sunday, October the 11th, we're going to have a Youth Sunday. Youth are going to take over the service. They're going to take over the Sunday school classrooms. You want to support them with your attendance and time, and I know you will enjoy what they are going to do that Sunday. We've got Brother Gavin Sellers, the grandson of Danny Sellers, coming to preach for us that Sunday. So I hope already right now you are marking your calendar for these dates. And then October the 18th, we're going to have a renewal service that you don't want to miss. And then ending the month on October the 25th, our children will be having their Sunday, and they're going to take over the service. It's going to be an awesome, awesome treat for you to be there. And then we'll have our annual chili cook-off and hayride that Sunday evening that I know that you'll want to be a part of, and I pray that you are already got that on your calendar to participate. So we have a lot of exciting things coming up in the month of October that I know that you will want to keep in touch with. Also in October, we'll be coming back into the sanctuary, and we're going to be having a worship service on Wednesday night that you'll want to be a part of. The worship team will be there to lead us in praise and worship. We're going to be praying. I don't know if you realize it, but we are right in the middle of situations in our country that this election that's coming up, and I want to pray for the election. I'm not supporting a candidate. I want to pray for the election, that God has his way, and I know that we are in his hands. So Wednesday night, we're going to come together, we're going to pray, we're going to worship the Lord, and I invite you. It's at 6:30. We'll still have our kids' classes going on for our children, but the adults are going to come in, and we're going to worship the Lord. These are each Wednesday nights throughout the month of October. So make plans to join us. To get ready to sign off today, I just want to leave you with the thought of what are you doing to secure your legacy? There was a movie, Mr. Holland's Opus. He was a high school band teacher. It was a movie about a frustrated composer in Portland who takes a job as a high school band teacher in the 1960s. Although diverted from his long life goal of achieving critical fame as a classical musician, he believes the school job that he has now taken is only temporary. At first, he maintains the determination to write the opus or a concert by composing his piano and putting in a full day with his students. But as the family demands increase, so does the job increase, and he doesn't get to work on it like he had hoped to. That was going to be his way into fame, his way into making riches. And he thought this high school job was just going to be temporary. But at the end of the movie, we find an aged Mr. Holland fighting in vain to keep his job. The board had decided that it was time to cut the music and drama program. and he fought long and hard to try to convince them otherwise, but to no avail. As after what began as a career detour to become a 35-year mission, pouring his heart into the lives of young people, Mr. Holland returns to his classroom to retrieve his belongings a few days after school has been let out for summer vacation. He's taught his final class. With regret and sorrow, he fills a box with artifacts that represent the tools of his trade and memories of his meaningful classes. His wife and son arrive to give him a hand. And as they leave the room and walk down the hall, Mr. Holland hears some noise in the auditorium. Because school is out, he opens the door to see what is taking place. What's the commotion going on? And to his amazement, he sees a capacity audience of former students and teaching colleagues and a banner that reads, "Goodbye, Mr. Holland." Those in attendance greet Mr. Holland with a standing ovation, while a band consisting of past and present members play songs that they learned at his band. His wife, who was on the surprise reception, approaches the podium and makes small talk until the master of ceremony arrives. And at that moment, from the back of the room enters the governor of Oregon. The governor is nonetheless one of his former students, and he had helped herself believe in the first year of teaching. As she addresses the auditorium, the ones that are in there, she goes, "Mr. Holland had a profound influence in my life. A lot of our lives, I know, and yet I get the feeling that he considers a great part of his life misspent. Rumor had it he always was working on this symphony of his, and he was going to make him famous and rich. But Mr. Holland isn't rich, and he isn't famous. At least not on the outside of our little town. So it might be easier for him to think himself a failure. But he'd be wrong, because I think he's achieved success far beyond riches and fame." And then she concludes and says this, looking at her former teacher, the governor gestures with a sweeping hand and continues, "Look around. There is not a life in this room that you have not touched. And each one of us is a better person because of you. We are your symphony. Mr. Holland, we are the melodies and the notes of your opus. And we are the music of your life." Wow. What a impressive speech. Now I know that was a movie, but it does have some rich principles because of the legacy that he left to all those young men and women that come up through his band program. I think about, what are you doing to leave a legacy behind you? Who are you inviting to church to sow the seeds of the gospel of Jesus Christ into? Who are you pouring into? Because see, when you look around, you may not be rich and you may not be famous, but we all have an opportunity to pour into the lives around us. Understand, Jesus wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. But he had the opportunity to pour into the men and women that were around him. And I believe. So let me encourage you, as I leave you today, start inviting people to our Harvest Month. I know you won't regret it. And start sowing into the ones that are around you. Because Matthew chapter 9, verse 37 says that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And I believe he's looking for some laborers to step up and reap the harvest that he has put in front of us. God bless you, community. I pray to see you Sunday morning, 9:30 Sunday school and 10:30 worship. You don't want to miss what God is doing. God bless.